do you know that the Quran was not actually revealed as a book, right? So back then, the companions, they used to write it on like clay and stuff like that, but it was not fully written. And
it was not a book. It was not a compiled book.
Yes. During Uthman's caliphate, some of the masahif, some of the Qur'ans were burned, and the reason for that was because, for example, they misspelt a word, or they wrote some verses incorrectly, which means that that book was not the Quran.
So there were scribal errors.
No, they wrote it incorrectly. So they looked at it all, and they
just be clear. So there were scribal errors within the timeline in the lifetime of the companions of Muhammad. There were scribal errors, correct? That they had to correct. Is that right? So you're saying that the Quran is not corrupted because it doesn't have any contradictions, but Paul's writings has contradictions?
In general, like the gospel, like anything, all of the books have contradictions.
Paul didn't write the gospel.
No, like all the gospels have contradictions.
Okay, so you're saying the revelation of Allah has contradictions?
No.
Okay, I'm confused because you just said the gospel has contradiction, and that's why you can't trust Paul as a messenger.
I'm saying
Paul didn't write the gospel. That'll be Allah's problem.
No, the Bibles have contradictions.
I'm not asking about the Bible, bro. I'm asking about Paul. Why are you saying that Muhammad is a messenger and Paul isn't, when we see that Paul is sent out by God?
I'm not sure. That's why I wanted to see. I never heard this. Like Paul was getting revelation from God as a messenger. Does he get divine revelation, like directly from God?
That's what revelation is. It's divine, isn't it? It comes from God.
But then how can like the divine have mistakes?
How can who?
Like how can it have mistakes then?
How can what have mistakes?
The Bible.
Can you show me where Paul made a mistake?
I'm not sure even if there's like evidence Paul wrote the Bible, but
we have the letters and epistles of Paul, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Romans, Galatians, Ephesians. All of these were written by Paul. Titus, 1st and 2nd Timothy. These are all written by Paul. Where does Paul make a mistake?
So you think the Bible has no contradictions, or from Paul's writings?
No.
Zero. 100% sure. No scribal error. No any error.
Scribal errors don't matter. That doesn't make a book false or true. Your Quran has scribal errors.
Where?
All over the place. And all in your manuscripts, you have erasure of text in your Quran manuscripts. What are you talking about?
Okay. No, that was not the full. That was not the Quran at the time.
It's not the what? It was not the full. You said, wait, hold on. You was about to say full. It was not the full Quran at the time?
It was not the completed Quran, yeah. It was
right. Like so part of your Quran had erasure and text and scribal errors, right?
No. See, this is where you get the misunderstanding from the beginning. So the preservation, when it's written down, there was like they erased everything except the prophets. It's just in case there's any mistakes before the compilation. So the final compilation has 0 mistakes.
Wait, what? I'm confused. So today there are no scribal errors in your Qurans, right?
Yes.
So every single one of your Qurans has the same exact word, letter for letter, word for word.
There's difference, like for example, in like maybe a period or like comma or something like that. But
no, I'm not talking about period and commas. Words, phrases.
I mean, the words of they're all the same meaning.
I didn't ask if it's the same meaning. Are they the same word for word, letter for letter?
They're all different like versions. No, not letter, but same meaning.
Right. Why? So you even acknowledge that you have different versions of the Quran.
Not versions. Why? They don't say versions. They would just say different ways of like because back in the day, different dialects.
Different versions. Well, no, these aren't dialects. These aren't dialects. It's just straight up Arabic and the word.
It's like a false comparison, like between the Bible. You know this. Like, I'm not sure why you keep.
Okay, so I'll ask it again. Are your Qurans word for word, letter for letter, the exact same? Yes or no?
Yes, in terms of like.
In terms of now.
Yeah. Okay.
So just yes, right?
Words for words.
Okay,
yes,
so if I show you that your Quran is not the same word for word, letter for letter, then what does that mean?
No, you're going to show me like the different like different dialects for interpretation. But
I'm not going to show you different dialects. I'm going to show you the same Arabic, and I'm going to show you the same exact verse, and I'm going to show you that the words are missing or words are changed. Has nothing to do with dialect.
It's the same interpretation.
So they're not the same in wording. They're the same in meaning, though.
Yeah, exact same, yeah.
Okay, so because so you're agreeing that there are scribal differences within these Qurans.
No, because see, you're not understanding fully. I'll clearly represent my point.
Hey, brother,
my point is simple.
You're saying yes, no, yes.
No, because you're trying to misrepresent me.
Yes,
you're trying to misrepresent me.
I'm trying to misrepresent you by repeating your words to you.
No, I will clearly state this. So the Quran is one full completely. They're different in terms of different words or letters. It's because of different dialects from the past, but they're exactly the same. And it's a false comparison to compare it to the Bible, because Bibles have different phrases, removed like 12 last verses of Mark or something, like erased verses. So it's like a false comparison. Wouldn't you agree?
So just to be clear, and no, I don't agree with what you just said.
Why?
Just to be clear, you just agreed that your Qurans have scribal differences, but you're saying because of dialect.
Yes, but not errors.
Okay, I want to show you something.
Okay.
And you tell me if this is a dialect or not. You Sunni?
I am Muslim, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got to shed the scribal error examples, yeah.
All right, so I want to know if this is dialect. This is a dialect issue. This is Sahih Muslim 1452a. It says Aisha reported that it had been revealed in the Holy Quran that 10 clear sucklings make the marriage unlawful. Then it was abrogated by 5 sucklings. And Allah's apostle died, and it was before that time found in the Holy Quran and recited by the Muslims. So the 10 clear sucklings was in your Quran. It was abrogated by the 5 clear sucklings in your Quran. And Muhammad died, and the 5 clear sucklings was still there.
Yeah, this is well known. Before like the final completion of the Quran, they removed like verses that was not supposed to be in the final completion.
Who did?
The companions.
Okay, so they removed the 5 sucklings from the Quran?
No, they removed like the 10 clear sucklings.
Yeah, but the 5 sucklings is supposed to be there, right?
No. This entire verse was just like meant as a message from that time. Can you show me the Arabic, please?
It says, I know he asked for the Arabic. I know your friend asked for the Arabic.
My friend asked for the Arabic.
It says he reported, it was Aisha said,
can you scroll down, please?
I will in just a second.
Yes.
She reported that it had been revealed in the Holy Quran that 10 clear sucklings make the marriage unlawful. Then it was abrogated by 5 sucklings. So the 5 sucklings is supposed to be in the Quran. I'll let you read the Arabic here. Here it is.
حدثنا يحيى بن يحيى
الله يضحك والله ما يتنسفش يا ريال.
Let him read it.
بما أنزل القرآن 10 إضاعات معلومات يحرم ثم نسخنا ب5 معلومات فتوفي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وهن فيما يقرأ من القرآن.
What's the point? The point is there was a verse of the Quran or قبل وقت الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم كان في verse إن كان في 10 seconds بالقرآن بس الحين شالوا يعني حق the modern day. ليش شالوا؟ إن it was not meant to be a part of the final Quran عادي. It was.
It doesn't say that here.
That's the interpretation by the scholars.
Well, according to who? This verse says Aisha says that the verse was in her Quran. Why are the
before the final completion of the Quran? It's well known.
But I thought that these were so. Just to be clear, so Aisha had a Quran that had verses of 5 clear sucklings in there, correct?
No, it was meant as like the manuscript of the Quran before the final completion.
Let me just see this again. Aisha reported that it had been revealed in the Holy Quran that 10 clear sucklings make the marriage unlawful. Then it was abrogated by 5 sucklings. Were there 5 suckling verses in the Quran?
In the manuscripts before, before
good. So it was in the Quran.
Manuscripts of the Quran before the final completion. I'm not sure.
So manuscripts of the Quran are the Quran, right?
No, not the final completion of the Quran. The final, full, complete, compiled.
So manuscripts of the Quran are different from the Quran.
Some things were omitted from the Quran before the final completion.
I don't think you understand what I'm asking you.
What? No, I'm explaining to you.
Is a manuscript part of the Quran? Yes or no?
At that time. يعني قبل. Yes.
وشنو قصده manuscript?
Thank you. Yes.
Yes.
So yes.
Are
So
you talking
in-
about riwayat? Just to be clear.
No,
He does
I'm
not
not talking about the chain. I'm talking about the Quran itself, the manuscripts.
There are,
ما أعرف يعني.
because
إن
there are it's 10 or 11 different riwayat, and this is basically just different ways of pronouncing the word because there were different
Nope.
dialects in Arabia back then.
No, this has not. Hold on, I'm sorry. This has nothing to do with dialects. This has to do with suckling verses that are there and they're not there anymore. It has nothing to do with dialect. You can't have you can't have a dialect problem on a verse that doesn't
It was
exist.
omitted, yeah, I agree, it was omitted. But that's fine,
Okay.
because the word
By
of
who?
Allah is by God decided
Where,
children has
where does Allah omit the verse? Give me the hadith that says Allah admitted the 5 sucklings.
I'm not sure really, but it's a fact. يعني,
No, it's not a fact. The fact is that your Quran is changed and corrupted because the 10 sucklings, just one second.
It's not the Bible.
The 10 sucklings, I know that the Bible's way superior. Your Quran has these issues.
Yes.
The
This
Quran
has-
here used to have 10, brother, stop interrupting me, please. Stop interrupting me, please.
Okay.
Your Quran had 10 clear sucklings verses, which weren't perfect. They had to be abrogated. So Allah had to change his mind and switch it to 5 sucklings. So then 5 sucklings was in your Quran, but you can't find any of these 5 sucklings in your Quran today. You have to just say, oh yeah, it was omitted because Allah didn't mean for it to be there.
Yes, what's wrong with that?
That's worse than anything you could try to bring about the Bible, saying that Allah is purposely corrupting the Quran.
No.
This is something called nasakh in Sharia.
Go ahead, explain that. Break that down. Break that down.
Okay,
Explain
I'll read the Arabic definition and then I'll try to translate based on my words. النسخ في الشريعة الإسلامية هو علم الأصول الفقه هو رفع حكم شرعي سابق أو لفظة, which means that they يعني شنو رفع
يعني شنو؟
يعني they change the شنو حكم
أصل؟ قصدك؟
they remove يعني حكم يعني حلال حرام شنو حكم؟
إن شاء الله.
يعني they change the ruling.
They changed the ruling, exactly.
Who did?
God.
God did? Okay. So you're saying that the ruling was changed, but not the verse in the Quran?
The ruling was changed.
Was it changed? Hold on. Was it changed in the Quran or outside the Quran?
Yeah, Siddiq.
ما
Look, I'll say, we believe in progressive revelation, which means it's fine for something to change. Like alcohol, at first it was allowed, then it was removed. That's fine.
I don't care about that.
Okay, but this is similar.
Do you have that in the Quran? Do you have it in the Quran that it was allowed once and then it was removed?
It was omitted. Like I said, for the 10th time, it was omitted by God, and He told Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What's wrong with that?
So just really quick, I need you to track what you're saying. You brought me the alcohol example, which is a good one.
Yes.
That the Quran talks about how alcohol was good at one point, then it starts talking about how alcohol was bad, right?
No, not about alcohol. Alcohol was lawful. You mean like how it was okay for them to drink?
Yes, it was okay, and then it was said that it's of the devil in the Quran, right?
It wasn't say it was good. It was permissible, lawful to drink. Then it was not allowed. Yes, progressive revelation.
That's in the Quran, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we see those verses in the Quran.
What was? Like
where do you get this? Where do you get this in? Where is this switch of? Well, it was 10 clear sucklings, then it was 5 clear sucklings. Where's that in the Quran?
In short, the specific text that you're referring to was removed.
Very good.
By divine command.
Yeah.
By divine command. So Allah, by divine command and decree, just miraculously had these verses. Wait, just really quick. Who received the divine command to remove these verses? Because Muhammad was dead at the time.
Gabriel to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Well, I'm sorry. Let's just read this last part again so that you guys understand this. The hadith says that it was substituted, it was abrogated by 5 sucklings, and Allah's apostle died, and it was before that time found in the Holy Quran.
Yes, it was in the manuscripts.
So it was still there when Muhammad died. So
yes, but Muhammad before his death told the companions to remove it.
Yeah, go give me the hadith that says that.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure which hadith.
Yeah,
exactly.
so you're just making this up.
No, it's
You're
a
making
fact.
it up.
Ask the scholars. Ask the
Okay,
scholars.
give me the hadith.
Okay, talk to a scholar. They'll give you the hadith. I need to do
No,
research.
give me the scholar. Give me the scholar. I have the scholar. Her name's Aisha. Aisha's the scholar. May God's peace and blessings be upon her. Said that when Muhammad died, these verses were still there.
Died, and it was before that time. So it's saying before.
Before what? Before what time? Before Muhammad breathed his last breath. Right. So before Muhammad breathed his last breath, these verses were still there.
Within the last 2 weeks of his bed, I think
The verses were changed before his death. They weren't changed after.
Where does it say that? Because Aisha says they were still there before his death. You guys are saying you guys are telling me. Just listen. You guys are telling me that before Muhammad died, he changed certain verses or took stuff out. But Aisha is saying that before he died, these verses were still there.
She was describing because they were reciting that version, because they were used to that version. So before he died, they were still
They were still there.
They were memorizing the new verse.
Not just memorizing. It was in look. Before that time, before Muhammad died, it's still found in
exactly before
in the Quran.
Okay, can I answer?
Because it was before his death. Shortly before his death.
Can I speak? Before the time of his death, it was. He said shortly before his death, he said to omit these verses to his companions.
Show me that. Because look, this is what we have. This is what I have. Hold on, I just heard you out. This is what I have. What I have is Aisha explicitly telling me that before Muhammad died, these verses were still there.
Yes,
what you're telling me, no, you don't agree, because what you're telling me is you're saying that before Muhammad died, these verses were removed.
Okay, can it be two things?
No, that's a contradiction.
You are not understanding the hadith correctly.
Okay,
you must remember that. Okay, to ask you a question. Okay, I'm asking you because I have a follow-up question. Where did the Prophet ﷺ and his companions, when the Prophet died, where did he die?
I don't know.
Okay, he died in Medina, which is in modern day Saudi. Back then in Arabia, they had messengers, so there was no mass media. You couldn't spread the message just like that. So it took time for them. And what did I say a few moments ago? I said it was shortly before his death. So here in the hadith, she's saying even after his death, that they were still reciting it that way, because they still didn't receive the news. That's it.
He's mind blown.
اسكت لا تزيد وايد. الو لا تضحك
الحكي بيصير
شكل عيب زين عيب خفج
بطيء
شش واذا خاطبهم الجاهلون قالوا سلام.
صح.
So just to still man your position.
Yes.
These verses were there before Muhammad died. Shortly, right before Muhammad took his last breath.
No, not exactly before.
I know, just before he died.
You get the point.
Sometime before he died,
yes,
Muhammad had these verses removed.
Yes.
Then he died. But some of the Muslims were still reciting the verses because they memorized it.
Transmission. There's no
because
they memorized it. So they were still reciting it, and it took time for news to travel that the verse was now deleted.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. All right. So this is my problem, fellas.
Okay.
My problem is that according to the hadith, it says, let me just put it up one last time for you guys. It says that the 10 clear sucklings was abrogated by 5 sucklings, and Allah's apostle died, and it was before that time, before he died, in the Holy Quran and recited by the Muslims before he died. So before Muhammad dies, according to Aisha, the verses are still there.
Yes.
There's not any type of abrogation of the 5 sucklings. You can say that about the 10, maybe.
Before
not the 5.
Right.
The 5 sucklings are still there before he dies.
Yeah.
And then what you guys and so what you guys want me to believe is this elaborate story that, well, before he died, actually, I know Aisha says before he died the verses were there, but there's actually this gap where right before he dies, he then removes the verses, and then it takes time for them to learn that he removed it.
Yes.
Can you guys give me the hadith that says that
hadith?
Muhammad had these verses removed from the Quran? Please and thank you.
The framing of your question is wrong.
The framing of my question is wrong. So me asking you for a hadith that supports what you guys are saying, because I have a hadith that says explicitly what I'm reading, and that these verses were there in the Quran in Aisha's time and when Muhammad died. You guys are telling me that this was removed before Muhammad died. And it's wrong for me to ask you guys for a hadith for that?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Can you give us 1 minute, 2 minutes?
Yes, you can take all the time.
If we found you in hadith or like an interpretation, would you like?
I would need a hadith.
I know, but if we found that, would you retract your claims of this 10 sucklings, 5 sucklings?
We would discuss it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Yeah, you would say that. You would admit that I was wrong. I'm sorry. This is misinformation I'm spreading. Stuff like that.
I'm not spreading no misinformation. The only misinformation I'm getting the only information I'm getting is the hadith. That's all I'm doing is reading.
The interpretation is wrong.
I didn't mess anything else up.
Okay, but would you say sorry? My interpretation was wrong.
I would say that I was corrected. If you could correct me, I'll stand corrected, bro. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Now I'll give my friend time. طلع الحديث.
الحين ضاعت حديث هو طلعه.
زين.
بس يبي اطلع انه تغير قبل وفاته يا حسام.
طلع بس. Okay, just 1 minute, please.
إنزين سولف عن شيء ثاني.
Okay, can we talk about something else while you pulls it up? Like something about the words that you said in the beginning.
We're gonna continue to talk about the topic.
Okay, my friend says 1 minute and he'll find it. Do you want the English version or Arabic?
Give me the source, please.
He wants the source.
Okay, I found the Arabic version. ولكني أبكي أن الوحي قد انقطع من السماء.
What is this?
The statement was made by Ayman رضي الله عنها to Abu Bakr and Umar shortly after the Prophet ﷺ Muhammad passed away, highlighting that with his death, no more verses or abrogations could ever descend from heaven.
So how does this help you guys?
Because it shows that no verses can be brought down from God or revealed after the death of the Prophet
or removed. So very good. I agree. Okay. So this is what this demonstrates. The fact that these verses are gone after Muhammad dies, and there's nothing saying that he removed them, demonstrates your Quran is corrupted and has been changed by others or whatever elements.
Oh, okay. The 5 sucklings is not found in the Quran. That's your point, right? That the 5 my friend didn't.
The 5 sucklings is not found in the Quran when Aisha says that they're found in the Quran.
It was before his death. So you're saying that they removed it after his death, which is a corruption.
Something happened because they ain't there no more.
Unless there is hadith that says they removed the 5 sucklings, then it's a corruption. He misunderstood my friend.
Okay, did he frame your argument correctly?
Still man, as he calls it. He's still man,
yeah. Is
that fair representation?
Yeah. So if
okay.
You understand?
Yeah, I understand. No, okay. What we're saying is that shortly before the Prophet ﷺ's death, the verse was changed, and this is something in Islam called.
He knows what you're saying.
Okay,
brother. I know. Do you have a hadith that says that?
This is what you want, right? You want an evidence or a hadith that proves that the 5 sucklings were removed. During the time of the Prophet Muhammad.
Yes.
So ما كان حديث يدل على هذا بالضبط بس في حديث يدل ان
because there's no hadith that proves that the Quran was corrupted. That's his point.
Okay, I understand. But the reason that we in Islam still believe this, and you see, some Christians believe that we blindly follow even when provided with some text like this, is because we believe, as the hadith I just showed you, that after the Prophet's death there was no revelation whatsoever. So for the past 1400 years we have received zero form of revelation.
So why is it impossible
So we
for it to be
believe,
removed within
since
2 weeks
this
after
is
he does?
nasakh, because there are other examples of nasakh, but for example, the verse is still stayed there, but in this example of nasakh, the verse was removed. I understand that's not convincing.
By who?
By God.
So listen, brother, you're a Muslim, so you're going to stick with your convictions. I know you're going to hold on to your belief. You're going to hold on to your presuppositions. I know. For me, I don't have those same convictions you have. I'm looking at this from the outside looking in, right? So with me looking at this critically, I'm looking at the context. I'm looking at this because there's multiple hadith that talk about the 10 and the 5 sucklings, okay? And I'm looking at what Aisha says. And I'm seeing that according to Aisha and the companions, and Aisha's one of the best of them, says that the 5 sucklings was there before Muhammad died and was still being recited by the Muslims. It was found in the Quran. So if it's not there in the Quran, that demonstrates that the Quran you have today is different from the Quran that Aisha had and the companions had in their time that contained this.
Okay, I have a question for you.
But do you know that the Quran was not actually revealed as a book, right?
Well, yeah, it was I understand that you guys believe it was oral. It was an oral recension.
Yes, exactly. So back then, the companions, they used to write it on like clay and stuff like that, but it was not fully written. And
it was not a book. It was not a compiled book.
Yes. During Uthman's caliphate, some of the masahif, some of the Qur'ans were burnt, and the reason for that was because, for example, they misspelled a word or they wrote some verses incorrectly, which means that book was not the Quran.
So there were scribal errors.
No, they wrote it incorrectly. So they looked at it all, and they
just be clear. So there were scribal errors within the timeline in the lifetime of the companions of Muhammad. There were scribal errors, correct, that they had to correct. Is that right?
Not by the Quran itself.
Not the Quran itself.
Really not by the Quran itself.
This was wrong.
The way it was. There were many versions. There were many people who
many versions. Many versions.
No. Many people.
Look, guys, you guys are having Freudian slips over and over again. You're right. There are many versions. There were scribal errors.
No, may I speak?
Go ahead.
There were many people who wrote the Quran. Okay, the Quran was one. We must know that close to 90% of the people in Medina and Mecca did not know how to read or write. So the few people that did know how to read and write were the ones who wrote it. So the people who wrote the Quran, and I'm keyword here, wrote some specific words incorrectly, but it's the same Quran, but the writing was incorrect.
So if the writing was incorrect by these scribes, that means that is a scribal error, correct?
Yeah, but that's not the correct Quran.
I'm with you.
That's why they built the Quran. That's why they built that version of the Quran.
I get you. So there were just 1 second. So can we agree with what you just explained that in the time of Uthman, the caliphate, there were incorrect versions of the Quran out there?
But very minor.
Just to be clear, we want to make it clear to the people listening that the errors are not actual errors like verses or something like that.
There were
spelling. No, that's not what I said.
Trust me.
I explicitly said.
I'm gonna give you an example in a second. I'm gonna show you that it's not just it's about spelling. It's about verses, wording.
Not the 5 suckling.
Wrong. Yes, I'm gonna show you. Just 1 second though.
I have a question.
Before guys, focus please.
I know.
I just want to make sure that we all are on the same page. Okay. So based on what you guys said, can we agree that in Uthman's time there were incorrect versions of the Quran with scribal errors?
No added verses, just words spelled incorrectly.
No worries, no added verses, but words, verses, scribal errors, and thus wrong or incorrect versions of Qurans existed in Uthman's time, right?
That's why they burned them, yeah.
And we left with the one that you have today.
All right. Okay, cool. This is why the burning took place, because of these incorrect versions of the Quran. Okay, cool. I'm with you. All right. Okay. I got you. All right. Now to progress now. Okay.
Yes.
To progress now. We see that the Quran had a history of scribal errors, different versions that needed to be done away with. They needed to get fixed. And Uthman and his committee fixed the problem. They burned all those other wrong Qurans. They compiled a good, perfect copy of the Quran and sent those out. Right?
The Prophet found like one. There was one.
They wrote it down. What you mean with they wrote it down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They rewrote the Quran in perfect copies. Right?
So he knew there was no errors.
Yeah, but there's the reason there was committee, because, for example, if someone forgot a verse or something like that, they would remind each other. But you're right.
Okay, so Uthman and his group, they rewrote the Quran in perfect copies because they got the manuscript from Hafsa, right? Rewrote that manuscript in perfect copies and sent those out to the Ummah, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's wrong with that?
All right. So, do you have that correct version today?
The one we read.
The one we read.
Yeah, the one you read today, is that Uthman's recension?
Yes.
And that's the correct one.
Yes. Don't show me different dialects and then tell me it's not the same one.
I'm not going to show you a different dialect. I'm going to show you something else.
That's
All right. So
in Arabic, huh?
yeah, I'm going to show you Arabic. Yeah, of course, Arabic. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example of something. You guys know who Ibn Mas'ud is, right, fellas?
Yes.
Ibn Mas'ud, yes. Abdullah bin Mas'ud.
Yes, just for the listeners, because we got over 5,000 people watching in total.
Wow.
Who is Ibn Mas'ud? Why is he significant? Why is he important?
He's one of the main.
He's one of the
What? You guys both spoke at the same time.
Companions.
He's one of the main companions. Why?
Yeah. What? What do you mean?
Why? What makes him special?
He had a great memory of the Quran.
Yeah, he was one.
Yes. And so he was one of the ones that Muhammad said you are to learn the Quran from, right? Out of 4, he was one of the ones, right?
Mm.
He was one. Then you had Ubay ibn Ka'b, who was another one. I forget the other 2, but yeah. So Ibn Mas'ud was one who Muhammad said, if you want to learn the Quran, learn the Quran from Ibn Mas'ud and the 3 others. Okay, so I'm gonna show you why this is significant. Okay, just really quick. I'm trying to get this hadith up.
You mean Mu'adh bin Jabal and
Ubay bin Ka'b? Yeah, that's what it said.
Yeah.
Sorry, just 1 second. I'm trying to remember the wording of the hadith to pull it up here. Okay, let's see if this pops it up. Boom. Okay, good. I'm good, man. I'm pretty good. All right. So this is Sahih Bukhari.
Okay.
This is Sahih Bukhari. Over here, 4944. Okay. It says. Do you need the Arabic, or is the English okay for now? Can I read it?
Yeah, but if you don't mind later after show us.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, I'll read it in English first, and then I'll show it to you in Arabic. Okay. All right. So narrated Ibrahim, the companions of Abdullah bin Mas'ud came to Abu Darda, and before they arrived at his home, he looked for them and found them. Then he asked them, "Who among you can recite the Quran as Abdullah recites it?" They replied, "All of us." He asked, "Who among you knows it by heart?" They pointed at Alqamah. Then he asked Alqamah, "How did you hear Abdullah bin Mas'ud reciting Surah Al-Lail, the night?"
Al-Lail.
Thank you. Alqamah recited, "By the male and the female." Abu Darda said, "I testify that I heard the Prophet reciting it likewise, but these people want me to recite it, and by him who created male and female. But by Allah, I will not follow them. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna let you read it.
authentic hadith صحيح.
Yes. Yep. All right. So here's the Arabic. Go ahead and read through this and let me know when you're done.
Okay. لحظة. هنا خلق الذكر والأنثى. إيه؟
Oh, but what's your main point like within this hadith so I can understand?
I'm gonna show you in a second.
هو قصده إن في خلاف بالهذا. كا.
So we agree that we saw what it says.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's the main like point?
All right. So the point is that Abdullah bin Mas'ud had a way of reciting Surah Al, right? And he says it's by the male and the female. That's the verse. That's chapter 92, verse 3. Right?
Okay.
That's how Abdullah bin Mas'ud rendering of it. Abu Darda, who's also a companion, confirms this and says, I testify that I heard the Prophet reciting it likewise. But these people want me to recite it, quote, and by him who created male and female. But by Allah, I will not follow them. So according to Abu Darda, the people who are reciting it this way, by him who created male and female, they're incorrect, right?
And that's in the Quran?
I don't know yet. I'm just saying.
Check the verse, Surah Al-Lil, verse.
Just for now, according to Abu Darda and Abdullah bin Mas'ud, the way saying by him who created the male and female, that's the incorrect way, correct?
Yeah, maybe in the Quran it's a mistake. It's not by him. It's saying only by the male and female in the Quran. So maybe they had a mistake, the companions.
Right.
Not
right. Yeah, and that's okay, right? They had a mistake. Now, this is what it says in the Quran.
Yeah, what
in the Quran, it says, by he who created the male and female. I'll put the Arabic too.
What's in the Arabic?
Okay.
Yeah. Let me go show you. Here's the Arabic.
وما خلق الذكر والأنثى هو هن الحديث والذكر والأنثى. إيه أوكي كان عندي الرد موجود.
نفس الشيء كنا صح؟ وما خلق الذكر والأنثى.
هو الحين مكتوب هني إنه كان عادي إن الله سبحانه وتعالى يعني خلاه بطريقتين لك قال صلى الله عليه وسلم ألغى الله الطريقة الأولى اللي تراها ابن مسعود وأبقى على الطريقة الثانية والموجودة في مصاحفنا اليوم.
Yeah, so they stayed with the second version, not the first version.
Exactly. So,
yeah.
Right. Listen what you just said. The companions who had the second version made a mistake. However, However, the second version, the mistaken version, is what is in the Quran.
Okay. So just to be clear, you are saying that it's contradicted because Abdullah bin Mas'ud, one of the four who memorized the Quran, read, and I'm going to read the English version, by the male and the female, and the Prophet ﷺ recited, and by him who created male and female, right? Is that your point?
No. So the Prophet recited it by the male and the female. By the male and the female is the correct way. The incorrect way is by him who created male and female. That's the incorrect way.
Why are you saying it's incorrect?
Okay.
You said it. You said it was incorrect.
Okay. You're right. In the beginning, there was both versions, by the male and the female, and there was, and by him who created male and female. Okay. But shortly before his death, they stayed on the second version, which is the one that we read today, which is وَمَا خَلَقَ الذَّكَرَ وَالْأُنْثَى, which is and by him who created male.
You're making this up. So number one, notice what you just did. You just made up this story of, oh, well, it was both in the beginning. No, it wasn't. There's no hadith that says that. You have Abdullah bin Mas'ud who remembers the Quran perfectly, according to Muhammad. Right? You have Ibn. Hold on, because remember, you guys were talking about dialects. It's dialect. This has nothing to do with dialect, correct?
No, it doesn't. No.
All right. So the dialect issue is out the window. This has nothing to do with dialect. This is, what does the Quran say? It doesn't matter how you pronounce the words or how you enunciate or where you stop in the reading or recitation. This is talking about the actual wording of the Quran. And so Abdullah bin Mas'ud reciting it, this is how he used to recite it, by the male and the female. That's how he remembered it. That's how he recited it. And Abu Darda agreed and said, yeah, you know what? This is how I heard Muhammad reciting it. But these people want me to do it another way, by him who created the male and the female. And he swears by, he says, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I will not follow them.
Okay, can you please not make a joke like that?
Okay, simply put, I'll just give it to you short. The Prophet ﷺ, he used to recite it in both ways. Okay?
No, what's your evidence of that? What's your evidence of that? No.
Can I finish? As was permitted by God.
No, listen. You have to... Wait, brother. You can't just say... Yes, you got to prove that.
Yes.
Prove that this was...
agree with this. It's fine if you have evidence for it, is what you're saying.
Sure, if you got evidence, bring the evidence that this was recited, that this both versions was okay.
I will study, by the way, your like points, the 10 sucklings and this, and I'll come back to you and respond. Is that fine with you or no?
That's fine.
Because I'm not, I didn't know these, Christianity tricks that you guys put.
Yeah, so notice what you're saying. You're saying that these are Christianity tricks by me reading your sources to you.
No, the way you interpret them. It's not like.
But no, I'm just reading them. I don't have to interpret. I'm just reading them.
Okay.
That's it, guys. What was going on in that discussion was Islam at the surface. Dawah guys and imams told them that the Quran is perfect and is verbatim the word of Allah to Muhammad. But because most of them are too lazy to do research, they swallowed the lies without verification. As you can see in this discussion, they try to explain away the changes and the corruption in the Quran, but when it comes to the Bible, the first thing they will say is, and I quote, "The Bible has been changed over time and has been corrupted by Paul and others." No matter the explanation you may want to give to them, they will not accept it. The double standard in Islam is so great that you can't just fathom it. GodLogic kept asking them for evidence on the 5 Suckling hadith, but they were unable to produce any. And this is exactly what they do. You provide them with evidence that shows the Quran has been changed, and they will say you are lying. They make a claim, and when you ask them for evidence, they will be unable to provide any. Okay guys, if you love the discussion, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, share, and let us know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. I will see you in our next video.